once you have completed the front side, so that means you have shaded all your edges, you've signed your name at the base, you can cut it to straight or you can cut a curve or something. You should have gone back and shaded around all these edges to get rid of any white halo that appears when you cut. I can see I missed a spot here and here. Then you are ready to flip to the back and start on the back side. Make sure also that you have shaded your nails. Your nails, as they go down into those crevices, get shaded in that crevice, and lighter coming up to the top because they're rounded as well. Okay, and the base here. You also can help yourself find areas to shade by putting your elbow down on the desk. Like put elbow down and hold your hand up. That'll help create some better shadows in a room like Miss Posey's that has light coming from everywhere. You may need to do that. Okay, so to start on the back, remember when you cut, you are cutting up around the edge first, then across the top, then down here. So you will cut out your hand, then cut through here, nice and neat. Clean up edges, they should be rounded, and then you're ready to flip to the back and start working on the back. So for the back, you're going to put your hand down on your drawing, and sometimes you almost have to like stand up to do this to get your hand in the right position, and you're going to put marks on the side wherever you see lines that come out to the edge. So even here I see a line. I'm really going to have to crane my hand around. Here at the base of my wrist I see a line here, and I'm going to do that to every single finger, and I'm marking both sides, and I'm going to have to stand up here. Okay, and I got lines at the base, so I'm going to be marking both sides with just a small mark of where my lines are going to go. So I put those knuckle lines in the correct places. Okay, and this one's here. And then here we're really looking for lines as they go off the edge. And then our thumb is the most difficult because it's like we have to kind of crane our hand down. Okay. So I have my basic marks on these edges, and I'm going to pull up closer so you can see. All right, so then we're going to put our finger down here, and we're drawing right next to it the lines that we see. So the lines on the underside of these will cup under, and the lines on the top most likely will cup over. And these lines will come right to the edge. So if you look, if you're like hovering over your hand and looking down, you'll see that these are going straight. And these are very different from the ones on the front. They are grouped tightly together, and you should have more of them. So as you do each one, you're looking to match each one as best you can. So at the base it's a little harder. I'm really having to strain my hand apart here, but I'm going to let my hand relax. I have 2 lines, and then I have angled lines that go in between. So each time I'm looking for the lines that go across. And look, I have lots of texture that goes this way on my nail or on my hands. I'm not doing that. I'm just doing the lines that are at the knuckles. So if you have other texture that's occurring, and I have like vertical line texture, I really just want what's sitting at the base of like the lines that are your knuckle lines. And I have another line right there. Here. If you don't mark these, what happens is you lose the spaces that are in between, and you don't put these things in the right spots. Okay, on the thumb, I've got this line, that's the edge of my nail going up and out. These are my lines on the side, and these are my lines underneath. I also have something here. And I have some here as well. Now, to do the lines on the palm, they're kind of the hardest ones. You should be able to mark on the sides, and I'm going to mark on my hand. I don't want you to mark on your hand, but I want you to be able to see mine. And I'm just doing the big ones, the ones that divide up here and this, and then these meet. Okay, those are the big ones that I'm going to try and capture on here. So I should have, and I can see that I put these on here right. I have 2 that are here. So when I look at my hand, I have 2 that have to come in from here, here and here. Then I have this one that comes over from the side. So I've got that one. What I'm missing, oh, I didn't do the lines that are at the base of my pinky. I need to make sure I get those on there. And then I've got this one, and I've got to get where this one comes in. All right, so here's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start at the top. So I know where the lines are here that are appearing at the base of my fingers. Now I've got to create this line that comes in from the edge, and it slightly curves this way, then it dips down, and then it comes up, and I'm looking, where does it end? Well, it ends between these 2 fingers, comes down, I sort of mark where it should be ending, and then I'm trying to capture that general shape. Okay, and that's pretty close. Then I'm looking for this distance here. So what's the distance between these 2? Here it's pretty close. So here, and then it's coming up. So it's kind of following this one up, and then it goes out here. And then this one looks a little close. I'm going to have to move it down a tiny bit. So here's this, and it comes down to here. Okay, now I've got one that comes up that creates an X, and it comes to almost like the middle of my middle finger. If I could extend from here, so middle of my middle finger coming down, that's where this one's starting, and it pulls through and then hooks. And I'm trying to create like this triangular shape here is this triangular shape here. Okay, so these lines are creating shapes on my hand. Okay, the next one is this one, and it swoops to like the middle of my wrist. So if I had a line that cut straight down the middle, I would be coming to here. So this one, when it comes in, is coming in and then heading to here, and that's at the base of my hand, and it pulls this way. There's one that comes off here, it goes out and then down. So I'm keeping these nice and light, and then there's a small one that's going to connect this here, and I'm going to pull this one a little more. I also have lines that are at the base of my wrist. That's what's here. So I'm following. There's 2 big ones, one that lifts up and then down. That's going to be this one, and then the one here, and it's not as dominant. So that is basically it for doing the lines.